Badgeskins. In this episode here, we're going to do a how-to install on the rear bumper reflector overlay from Badgeskins and on the Mark 7 Jetta and GLI. So essentially this is what you'll be getting in the kit. This one is a smoke tint with a gloss honeycomb pattern over top of it. So this is what we will be installing in this video. You can actually get just a tint, or you can get just the honeycomb, but I personally like this the best with the combination of the tint and the honeycomb. So essentially you go through the same routine. We're gonna clean the car, remove any wax, alcohol swab, microfiber cloth, nice and clean, so that we can install this without any issues, and you won't have any issues later on with adhesiveness. So essentially it comes like this, and you're just gonna remove the Badgeskin from the backing. Make sure your hands are super clean, no oil and stuff like that. And essentially how you're gonna install this is pretty well. You're gonna line everything up starting from this end and work your way towards the middle of the car. Now you don't have to be right towards the edge, because obviously this has a curvature to it, so you want to stay on the flat area. So you do your best by just eyeballing this where it stays flat. And once you're comfortable with where you are, you just start squeezing it across. Give it a bit of tension so that you can easily adjust. And say if you want to cross, you didn't like it, just give it a quick yank and it will come off of the surface, and then you can just start all over again. So you're just going to keep working it, the vinyl across, nice and easy, so that you don't get any air bubbles. And at the same time, you can keep an eye on this top line. You can kind of see where it's just right on this edge is where you're gonna follow it along. This is probably the most uncomfortable install, because you're going to be lying on the ground unless you have access to a lift. But in the end, you'll be happy with the result. Alright, almost at the finish line, guys. So you can see I still keep tension here. I don't let the vinyl drop, because that's how you get air bubbles. There. If you have a squeegee, I would suggest that you use a squeegee, just so that you know that you can get these tips right in here down, because sometimes, you know, your fingers ain't gonna do it. So here I have a squeegee ready, and you can see how much nicer it is to install with a squeegee. You want to get those end corners to really just get it down and tack down onto the reflector. And once you're happy with that, like always, we're just going to remove the masking at 180 degrees like this, and you can already see the drastic difference in the look. Okay guys, so after install, I know that there's times where it's not going to be 100% perfect. So one of the things that you can see is that I did get an air bubble here, and obviously you can see it how it's kind of like bubbly here because of the actual lettering that's actually printed onto these onto the reflectors. It has it here and it has it here. And the easiest way to get rid of this is very simple. You get a threading needle because it's the finest point. For me, I got a vinyl pen that actually pokes the holes, and more or less it's just like a threading needle tip. And you just gonna poke a bunch of holes, literally right around where that lettering is. And if you see an air bubble, I'm just gonna give it a couple pokes there, and same thing here where there's lettering. I'm going to give it a few pokes all along the lettering. And this is where, if you have a hair dryer or a heat gun, this is the best part. So once you poke all those holes, you gotta apply a bit of heat. And look at that, when you press it down, it literally molds to the lettering. So same thing as here, even with this air bubble that's here, after poking a hole, it's already gone down quite a bit. So I can just apply a bit of heat, and it's gone. So I'll do the same thing here. And that's how you finish off this install. So if you have a heat gun, use the heat gun. If you got a hair dryer, put it on the hottest setting. All you need is a simple threading needle, poke some holes, and then now you have a nice flush look, and it actually looks better than when it was bubbling up. Okay everyone, here it is. The rear bumper reflector for the Mark 7 Jetta and GLI. We have this for other models too, but it's a great look and it looks amazing. The tint along with the gloss honeycomb here, it just ties that look with the stealthy back end with this, and also the tail light tints. It just looks spectacular. And honestly, it's still very functional because of the tint. When light hits it, you'll still see the reflection at night. So no worries about that, but here it is. Hope you guys have really enjoyed it. It's probably one of the toughest installs because you gotta lie on the ground, but in the end, you guys will really love it. Thank you very much. See you guys next time.